Biker Trash here. I haven't been around much lately. Things have been pretty hectic. So I thought since I haven't done many reviews lately, I'd do something a little out of the ordinary. This is the Transformers Collector Club Airazor. And not only is it an unusual figure, but I actually got this from migh. Any of y'all that ever have been to Ben's World of Transformers? That guy. I think he was actually involved in the Beast Wars show as well. Right now it's 11 o'clock at night, so I'm really not too into it mentally, and my laptop's shut, so I'm not stopping the video to Google it and see just what it was he did. It's packed away very nicely in the foam. It doesn't move. It will not come out. And actually, I didn't put this thing back in the box for this review. I leave it in the box because I can't pose it and make it look any more awesome than that right there. Anyway, that is Airazor out of the box. And before I put the box aside for right now, behind the foam, that's where the instructions are. And she has a tech spec card with a little bio on it and everything. Once again, I'm not sure if these are the same stats she has in the Beast Wars cartoon, her little figure, but most likely it is. I believe they do a pretty good job on these. I'm very impressed with the packaging. And there is Airazor. This is, of course, a slight remold of the energon figure Slugslinger. Very distinctive mold. It has twin canopies, just like Slugslinger's G1 form. He was a target master, if I recall right. But anyway, very neat figure. One complaint is there's not too much on this that actually pegs together. There's a peg connecting right here between these two pieces. There's a peg holding these bronze pieces into these kind of orange pieces right here. Very small peg, looks extremely easy to break. And besides that, that's about it. That's all that's holding this together, except for the actual joints that articulate the robot. And I know I'm going to find another one in there sooner or later that is holding something. Oh yeah, these panels right here are held together with a peg right now. But that's about it. Has a very mild case of visible head syndrome, but nothing too major. Except for the rear view, this is a very sharp looking jet. The transformation on this is very unique, almost bizarre. I had to transform this 3 times before I even attempted to film this review. What you're going to do to start off with, take these tail fins right here, rotate those around to where the tips just about touch right there. Then these copper pieces in the front, just kind of fold that up. Then the whole thing is going to separate, and all this is going to come apart because the joints that this pivots on are strong. Probably the strongest joint on the entire figure are the 2 joints that these right here pivot on. So this pretty much all is untransformed itself at this point. The next thing you're going to do is take these copper pieces next to the canopy and flip this forward. Take the nose cones of the jets, pick them up to make the feet. And this, again, this doesn't peg into anything. It just kind of rests here. And that's what the feet, the legs are going to look like. I really wish that there was more of this figure that actually pegged together. But anyway, let's focus now on the upper body. Before we get too much into trying to get the arms right, we're going to go ahead and do the torso. What you're going to do is this orange panel on the back. You're going to go ahead and open this up. The gun is going to come from inside. The head, this bronze piece right here, is going to peg into the orange piece that opened up. Close the panel back, and right there, the chest and head are pretty much done right there. Let me zoom out a little bit. Now, this right here I find is the neatest portion of the transformation on this figure, and that is the way that you transform the waist. There is a joint that this right here rotates, and then this also pivots around like this. What you're going to do is you're just going to take and pull it out to the side and up inside. This right here never rotates. Let me just see if I can get that better. Just like that. Then the two halves peg together, come in the back, and just push this forward to make sure it's all the way in. It kind of clicks whenever it's in. Then the waist right here is going to rotate up, and these two little small pegs right here, they're not there. Those right there are going to go into a hole in the bottom of the chest. And now the lower body is completely finished. So these panels right here, you basically turn the sides of the chest inside out. They're going to come out to the sides, rotate like that, and go right back where they were. Very neat. This is a very unique transformation, and until I've only transformed this thing probably 6 times the entire time I've owned it, just because it's, you know, quasi rare, and I don't want to go and mess up something because I don't see them for sale on eBay very often. I mean, I tried to buy this direct from Ben, but by the time I was able to contact him, he'd already listed it on eBay because nobody had contacted him for it. So, well, I forgot to mention, there's also landing gear. I didn't point that out, but all that just folds away. So anyway, you've got this right here is all in, and as nice as this figure will look once it's finished transforming, you've got to take this right here, this rotates inside, and just turn. Y'all can't hardly see none of what I'm trying to show y'all. I hate that. Okay, this piece right here, you're going to rotate that around to where the wing is now 90 degrees off from that silver bit on the arm. Try and work around all of the mountain of kibble that she has, because it is quite substantial on this figure. Just how much of her gets in the way of everything else on her. I mean, once I get this straight, I'll try and show you just what I'm having trouble with at the moment. Basically what it is, on the back of her elbows, they have these thruster looking deals. Well, no matter what you do, something is going to be in the way of something, it seems, on this. I mean, it's aggravating. And then this one's just going to go like it's nothing. Thank you very much. So you get all this together like that, And that is her in robot mode. And then according to the instructions, there is a super robot mode or attack mode, which is just the gun flipped over the shoulder. Which, to me, that should be the way it is anyway. But, you know, who is Josh to say? Depending on just how imaginative you are, this figure's pretty well armed. I mean, these silver bits right here look like they'd be some sort of forearm guns. These right here, you know, look kind of like the null rays that the Seekers have. Of course, the over-the-shoulder cannon got. What I understand is they have a molded-in scope on the shoulder cannon, but it's in no position at all where it could be looked through. I don't know. It's just seems like a weird little thing to have molded in. I mean, if it was just this front bit right here, and then it flowed down, but it looks like it has a lens on the back of it. One thing I'd like to point out is just how much molded in detail this figure has everywhere. I mean, you know how I showed you these panels flip inside? That right there will never be seen normally, except when you're transforming it, because either the arm is going to be in the way of it, or it's going to be up against the body of the jet, but they still added molded in detail right there. And a big reason that this figure has brawl shoulder syndrome is because this hole right here that pegs in to the same spot on the chest in both modes also has to accommodate that little bitty peg right there. So you have two pegs going into the same hole, and that's never good. Ever. Ever. So I will say this, I like this one a lot more than the Slugslinger, because the Slugslinger had some bad colors. Oh, the one thing that was remolded was the face. The original Slugslinger had like a monocle. This one has pretty good representation of Airazor's face. I mean, it's not perfect, but, you know, for something as limited production as this, it's a good job. I got this for a fairly decent price. I think I ended up paying $35 for it, which, you know, oh, it's a deluxe. You paid $35 for a deluxe. Well, like I said, it is limited production. Airazor was one of my favorite characters from the original show, and I didn't have to get a membership to the Transformers Collectors Club to get it, which you can buy it without the membership, but they charge you more for it, and it's already expensive, so I don't know. Anyway, as far as I can tell, this is the best version of the mold, you know, one of two versions of it. King Lafo did send me some pictures somebody made of a custom one in the G1 colors, which looked awesome. Which, that, if they had went with those colors, I'd have a Slugslinger too. But anyway, I've rambled on too much as it is, so y'all have a good one. One last thing, they did give her a maximal symbol.